Hey guys, my name is Talaya, and you're watching my series on how to make tag in Netlogo. And by tag, I mean, like, run around outside and chase each other tag. Um, so last time, we planned out our algorithm, and we kind of started talking about our question, which is good. And today, we're going to start working in code with Netlogo. If you don't have Netlogo, I'll post a link in the description so that you can go find it and download it. It's free. It's awesome. It's really simple and easy. But we're going to go over the basics today. So Netlogo, right now we're on 6.0.3, and let's see. This is where you can see your agents run around in this black space, in theory. We don't have any code yet, so, this is where you can type in all of your info tab, and of course, the code tab is where you put all of your code. There's a couple other useful things. Under the help menu is the Netlogo dictionary, is what I use most. And I already had it open. But these are all of the commands you can give your agents. Yeah, it's cool that that exists at all. Documentation for the win. There's also under file, there is something called the models library, and this is a library full of science models built in Netlogo, which is really, really cool. So like if we go into biology, we can go find, let's see, let's do ants. I like ants. And it's going to die on me, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so it gives you all of the code, and in the interface, you can hit setup and go, and it does cool things. And if you want your model to do something like that, you can go and look at how they did it in the, for lack of a better word, professional model. Yeah, just don't steal it directly and cite your sources. Obviously. I mean, come on. Okay. So anyway, what we want is a new blank clean model. Oh, and there's one more tip I have. If you need to open more than one model at once, for like comparison, or you want to look at someone else, how someone else did their code, but you don't want to close your own, you can option copy, or at least on Mac it's option copy, the application, and that will give you multiple ways to open it. Anyway, that's how you get multiple models open. We'll just leave it at that. So today, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to set up our variables. So I'm going to quit our extra Netlogo. We're going to set up our variables. I don't think we need breeds yet because we're saving those for different strategies down here. So I'm actually going to make myself a note here. Breeds. Because ordinarily, like if this was all we had, I would make one breed the chaser and one breed the runner. But since we're analyzing different algorithms, we want our different breeds to run those different algorithms. Hopefully this will make more sense later. Maybe it makes sense now, and anyway. So the first thing we're doing is we're setting up variables. And so you have a bunch of patches. All this black stuff, these are all individual patches. So you can go and inspect it, and it has native variables like its location, for one, because it's a patch. It's a pixel on the grid kind of thing. It has a native variable of color. It can have a label and the color of the label. And those are, but we can add to those. I don't think we're really going to be using patches in this model. We're going to be using little running around kind of agents, right? So those are called turtles. And to set a variable, we're going to type in turtles. And our variable is going to be chaser, and I think we need another. I might be totally wrong that we need another line of this, but we need a chaser variable and we need a chasing variable. Right? So this determines, can I blow this up? There we go. So this determines whether or not we are running around as the it of the game, as the person chasing other players. And this one, if we are the chaser, this one will determine who we are chasing, and if we are a runner, this will determine who is chasing us. That makes sense. Anyway, so I think those are the two variables we need right now. And so we can just dive right into the actually making it start working. The first thing we do in Netlogo generally is make sure the last thing we did is gone. So we typically call that toSetup. And that's going to end with N, so we'll just put that there right now so we don't forget. And this is our entire method. This is our entire function. And we can call out to other ones later, but for right now, what we need is to clear all. There we go, clear all. If it's not colorful, it's not native. So that generally means it's wrong. First thing we're going to do is clear all, and that will get rid of all of our changed variables, all of our turtles, all of everything. Pardon, there's a plane outside. So after we clear everything, we're going to create turtles. And when we create them, we're going to give them some code to follow. Actually, we want to create turtles and then we want to give it a number. So we're going to do, let's do 100 turtles. Yeah, that sounds great. So we're going to create 100 turtles and we are going to ask them to set their variable of chaser false. Okay? And we're going to ask them to set their color, we'll do green. Okay? And Netlogo does a lot of this work for you. You can do it by numbers, but it's actually really simple to just say, you know, green, not whatever number green is. I don't remember what number green is. But it really doesn't matter particularly at the moment. Anyway, set the color green, and then we want to set their coordinates to something random. We want them to scatter all over the place. Is scatter a thing? I think scatter's a thing. Scatter is not native. Okie dokie. I think it's native in Starlogo, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to do set. Let's go back there. So help, Netlogo dictionary, random x core, random y core. So we're going to do set x. Okay. We're going to do set xy to random x core, random y core. Okay. Random x core, random y core. And what that does, if we go back and look at our interface, failing, okay. I already made a mistake, so I'm going back to fix it. Let's see. No, I want you to go faster than that. There we go. I'm going to go look for variables. It's a very long list. And we're going to use these. Nope. I think it might be Turtle's own. Yeah. That one. Yep. Okay. So I messed up. Turtle's own. Not just turtles, Turtle's own. There we go. Yeah. I don't need 2 lines. I can just do it like that, can't I? So anyway, what we did right now is we corrected our keyword here, so Turtle's own, not just turtles, right? And judging by this example here, in the Turtle's own entry in the dictionary, we don't need 2 lines. We can just separate them with a space. So, yay. Okay, so back to, we created 100 turtles. We want them to set chaser false, because they're not the chaser. They are the runners, I guess. Set their color to green. Set XY randomly. The X core and Y core has to do with this big old box. So X core goes sideways and Y core goes up and down. And it wraps. So this edge becomes this edge, and this edge becomes this edge. So it wraps into a donut shape, a torus. And the native random X core and random Y core sets it to within this, anything that's available. And you can change the size of this by hitting the edit button. So it can be as big or small as you want. The default is 16 by 16. Or, I'm sorry, it's 32 by 32 because it's 16 in each direction. So from 0, you can go 16 up or 16 down, and that equals 32. Okay. Anyway. And I think that's all we need for our runners. So then we have 100 runners right now. So what we want now is create turtles. We only want 1. And we are going to make this. This one, we're going to set chaser true. Because this one is the it. This is the one that's chasing everybody else, right? And since we want to make it a different color, we're going to set color red. And we're just going to steal that bit there and go like that. Ta-da! So now we have our experiment ready to go do something. But how do we make it run? The first way to do it is there's a little command line here. It's kind of hard to spot. But since there are several different kinds of code. There's the high-level code, which kind of sets up the model. And then there's the turtle code, which runs code for turtles. And there's patch code, which runs code for patches. So right now, and you can change that, oh, and links. I forgot about links. Links are another kind of agent, but we don't need to use that right now. Right now we're setting up, so we need the observer, and we're going to tell the observer to set up. So now we have a bunch of agents, and we have one red guy here, see? And we can go inspect him and see how we added all these variables. So here's the ones we have. True for chaser. Can't highlight that. And I can't make it bigger, I'm sorry. But the chaser down here is set to true, and chasing, it doesn't have that yet because we haven't told it who it's chasing yet. Or it hasn't decided who it's chasing yet, more to the point. And then we have a bunch of runners. And that's the one we're looking at. And this one's chaser is set to false, and chasing, it doesn't have anyone chasing it yet because we haven't told it what to do yet. So that's our setup. And that's pretty cool. Next time we're going to talk about how to make them run around and actually play tag. But right now we have a bunch of people, we have a bunch of turtles interested in playing tag. Okay, I'm a dork. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.